Good evening, America. To announce on this Thursday evening that I shall be embarking on a continuation of my Reality Bites 2 script. Let's start at the scene in the bar. Troy's up on stage playing some songs with his band, and Michael is having some drinks with Vicky and Leilana. Troy finishes the set and begins talking to Michael, Leilana, and Vicky. My version of the scene is a rewrite embellished by me to reflect my romantic and narcissistic desires. Excuse me, Leilana, what is Troy doing here? What is Michael doing here? He decided to drop in. Nice said, Michael. I'm here to fly Leilana and I to New York City. I edited her documentary and I would like to premiere it at different theaters there. I didn't agree to that. I thought that after seeing what I did with your documentary, you would most certainly be interested in going with me to New York City to give people an opportunity to see what a wonderful filmmaker you are. I don't like what you've done with it at all. You edited out all the parts that are supposed to show the dramatic arc of my happiness, sadness, inner searchings, yearnings, life goals, romantic longings, and philosophical ruminations, and sensationalize it to make it marketable to Philistines. When the checks start rolling in, you'll be more than happy with my product, I'm sure. My artistic integrity is the most valuable commodity that there is. I know I'm going to be able to succeed with it eventually. If you stick with me, I can guarantee you instant success. I'm looking for artistic success. If I can achieve that, the money will follow. What about me? Go with me and you will travel the world with my rock band. So far, you have only traveled to local coffee houses. All of a sudden, the former lover of Leilana shows up to speak to them. His name is Mike Meyer, and he has come to try to get the romance started again. Hi, Leilana. Mike, I don't believe my eyes. You don't think I forgot about you, do you? I haven't forgotten about you. So, how have you been? Who is this guy? Oh, pardon me, Troy. This is Mike. We go way back. What do you do, Mike? I'm in a rock band and I run a theater company. This evening, we are going to be putting on a performance of William Shakespeare plays. Would you like to come? Sure, I would. I would like to tell you people something else that is very interesting. You people are archetypal characters in the script. The real life characters who portray you can be visited if you come with me. Really? Yes, it's a fact. In real life, my character is being played by a guy who has the name Mike Meyer. The Leilana Pierce character is being played by Winona Ryder. In real life, Mike Meyer is very close to realizing his dream of meeting Winona Ryder, the woman he feels that he's preordained to consummate his love with. The consummation of his love would confer immortality to both of them. True love has that power. Let's go see the play tonight. Are you people with me on this? Everybody nods their approval and they go to see the performance. Here's an excerpt from it. Okay, I'll be right back. I can get my Romeo and Juliet script. Be back in a second. Okay, here we go. Romeo and Juliet. So here, wait a minute. Okay. Romeo and Juliet. I'm flipping through the book, and let's see. I've got. Let's see. Okay, where is it? Romeo and Juliet. Okay, let me see. Scene. I usually start at the same spot because there's a scene where it's like one of the first scenes where you. Okay, where the appearance of Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet. Okay, scene 2. Capulet's orchard. Enter Romeo. He jests at scars that never felt a wound. Enter Juliet above at a window. But soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. That thou, her maid, art more fair than she, be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal ivory is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady, or it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses, I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. To the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there? Are they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars, as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy ranges stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek against her hand? Oh, that I wear a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night being over my head as a winged messenger of heaven unto the white upturned wondering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him. When he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air. O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn by love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this? 'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's a Montague? It is nor hand nor foot, nor arm nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name would smell as sweet, so Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes. And for thy name, which is no part of thee, I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo. What man art thou? Thus be screened in night, so stumblest on my counsel? And name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word. My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague? Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike. How canst thou hither tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here. With love's light wings did I overperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do that dares love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me. If they do see thee, they will murder thee. Alike, there lies more peril than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity. I would not for the world they saw thee here. I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love. By whose direction foundst thou out this place? By love that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me eyes, and I lent him counsel. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as far as the That vast shore, watch for the farthest sea I should adventure for such merchandise. Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden's blush be paid my cheek. For that which thou had heard me speak tonight, fain would I dwell informed, fain did I would I have spoke, but farewell compliment. Thou so love me, I know so will say, and I will take thee ere that word, yet if thou swearest thou must prove false a lover's perjuries, oh gentle, if thou pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, I'll frown at the person saying that. Thou wilt woo, but else, not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mightst think my behavior like. But trust me, gentlemen, I am proved more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. Should have been more strange, I must confess. But that thou overhears there, my true realization, which the dark night hath so discovered. Lady, by yonder blessed moon I vow that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops. Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconsistent moon, that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable. What shall I swear by? Do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee. If my heart stir love, well, do not swear, although I joy in thee. I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be. Everyone can say, light and sweet good night. This bud of love by a summer's ripening breath may prove a beauty as flower when next we meet. Good night, good night. As sweet repose and rest come to my heart as that within my breast. Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied? What satisfaction canst thou have tonight? The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine. I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I were to give again. Wouldst thou withdraw? For what purpose, love? But to be frank and to give it thee again. And yet I wish for the thing I have. My bounty is boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I have, the more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. There's husband. I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse, sweet Montague. Be true. Stay but a little, I will come again. Oh, blessed, blessed night. Being a knight, all this is but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial. Answer 3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me a word tomorrow, by one that I'll procure to come to thee. Where and what time wilt thou perform the rites? And all, madam. Okay, so that was enough of that. Now I'm going to go to another scene in my script for Reality Bites. They thoroughly enjoyed the William Shakespeare performances that evening. Wait a minute. Gathered in the front of the theater known as the Mystic Woods Theater to discuss the play that they had just seen. Mike walks up to Leilana to talk to her about it. So, Leilana, how did you like it? I thought it was spectacular. In particular, I enjoyed the Romeo and Juliet performance so much. I agree. It's amazing how they spoke in that era. The sophistication of their social interaction was incredible. To actually speak to each other in poetic phrases. A person would have to be acutely brilliant, I would think, to always have a statement or a response ready in a poetic form. How about it? To have poetry floating out of you so easily seems so impressive. Do you have any favorite line that was spoken in the play? I like when Juliet starts to say that she is tempted to take back the love that she has given to Romeo. I like that too. The implication is that when love is taken back from a person and then given to them again, it is such a sublimely and gloriously numinous and pleasurable feeling to get the love that you lost back. It's like she took it away just so they could both feel the pleasure of to rediscover each other. And I was kind of thinking it's kind of like that Journey song where they say like, I get the joy to rediscovering you. I'm forever yours faithfully. So I kind of think some of these themes are universal and don't know no boundaries of time. And it's just like these are common human themes that's where William okay. That's the genius of William Shakespeare. He understands the human psyche. Mike, it is so nice to be with a person you can have a profound conversation with. And you love rock and roll too. So glad you returned to me. Yeah, it's so cool, Leilani. We both love the same kind of music and we both love literature that was written centuries ago. Our love is immortal and crosses the boundaries of time, boundaries that for us are only gateways into new corridors of enlightenment to explore. Would you like to stay for the encore presentation? Definitely. This is so wonderful. Mike and they let us stay for the encore presentation as the rest of the people went home. Here's an excerpt from it. Okay. I'm going to pick a different one other than Romeo and Juliet this time. Let me see which one. How about see, Macbeth. Okay. Macbeth. Here we go. Scene 4. Force the palace. Flourish, enter Duncan, Malcolm, Donalbain, Lennox, and attendants. Is the execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned? They have not come back. But I have spoke with one that I saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance, noting nothing in his life became him like the leaving. He died, and one that he had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owed, as 'twere a careless trifle. There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Enter Macbeth, Banquo, Ross, and Angus, O worthiest cousin. The sin of my ingratitude, even now, was heavy on me. Thou art so before me. That swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou hadst less deserved, that the proportion both of thanks and payment might have been mine? Only I have left to say, more is due than more. Scene 2, Inverness, Macbeth's castle. Enter Lady Macbeth. That which had made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark, peace. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman, which gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and his surfeited grooms do mock their change with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die. Who's there? Alack, I am afraid they have the awkward. Enter Macbeth. I have done the deed. Didst thou hear a noise? I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak? When? Now. As I descended? Aye. Hark! Who lies in the second chamber? Donalbain. This is a sorry sight. A foolish thought to say a sorry sight. There's one did laugh and sleep, and one cried murder. That they did wake each other. I stood and heard them. But they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep. There are two lodged together. One cried, God bless us, and amen to the other. As they had seen with these hangman's hands, listening their fear, I could not say amen. When they did say, God bless us. But wherefore could I pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in your throat. These deeds must not be thought. After these ways, so will I make us mad. Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep, the innocent sleep. Sleep that knits the unraveled sleeve of care, that death of each day's life, sore labor's hath, balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast. What do you mean? Still it cried, sleep no more to all the house. Glennis hath murdered sleep, and therefore corridor. Shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more. Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do bend your noble strength to think so brain sickly of things. Go get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hands. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them, and I smear the sleepy grooms with blood. I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look at it. Again, I dare not. Infirm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil if he do bleed. I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt. Whence is that knocking? How's it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are her? Ah, they pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hands? No. This my hand will rather the multitudinous seas incardine, making the green one red. Re-enter Lady Macbeth. My hands are of your color, but I shame to swear to wear a heart so white. I hear a knocking. At the south entry, retire we to the chamber. A little water clears us this deed. How easily it is then your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark! No more knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts. To know my deed, 'twere best not to know myself. Wake, Duncan, with thy knocking, I would thou couldst. Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of a hellgate, he should have all turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Is the name of Beelzebub? He's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, have napkins enow about you. Here, you'll swear for it. Who's there? The other devil's name? Faith. Here's an equivocator that could swear in both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come, an equivocator. Who's there? Faith. Here's an English tailor, come hither for stealing out of French halls. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Never got. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I had thought to have let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. And on and on. I pray remember the porter. Enter Macduff and Lennox. Was it so late, friend? Okay, that was enough of that. Let's see. Mike and Leilana thoroughly enjoyed the encore presentation of William Shakespeare plays and went back to Mike's condominium in San Francisco. His condominium is a beautiful building architecturally, with its ornate windows that overlook the Bay Bridge. Mike looks into Leilana's brown eyes and speaks to her. Is this not a most lovely view of the Bay Bridge, Leilana? That it is, Mike. I look out the window at night and remember some of the great nights we spent together under the Bay Bridge, embracing each other, staring into each other's eyes, as we felt the union of our souls. The love that we felt for each other was communicated to each other with our eyes. And something that we felt was innate to our being. Those are fascinating nights, Mike. I want that back, Leilana. That feeling of being so profoundly in love. Yeah, that is pretty valuable, Mike. I'm stuck in Texas, Mike. You are not stuck in Texas, Leilana. Move to San Francisco. How do you propose I do that? How would you like to be an actress in my productions of William Shakespeare plays? I don't have any experience acting. I think you would be great if you tried it out. You could practice with me tonight in my condominium. I would have to leave some friends behind. Life is full of compromises, Leilana. I think you would make a lot of new friends in San Francisco. I'll have to think it over. It's a big life decision. Leilana finds a box in Mike's condominium with pictures of them by the Bay Bridge when they were in their 20s. Wow, Mike. You have some great pictures of us from the past. What great moments these are. We look so young. Look at how happy we look, Leilana. San Francisco is such a place for romance. Maybe I will move back here, Mike. I'll try acting, but I also want to continue my career as a documentarian. You'll be able to. Okay, let's do some acting. I'm ready. Yeah, let's. That great feeling I have is coming back to me. I'm so glad that you came back into my life. Mike and Leilana performed some dialogue from Romeo and Juliet. Here it is. Let's see. Romeo and Juliet. Let's get some of this shit out. Okay. Here we go. Did I? Okay. I'm trying to find another scene that features Romeo and Juliet together. Let's see. Scene 6. Enter Juliet. Here comes a lady, oh, so light of foot. Will ne'er wear the everlasting flint. A lover may bestride the gossamer that idles in the wanton summer air, and yet not fall so light is vanity. Good even to my ghostly confessor. Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for both of us. As much to him, else is his thanks too much. Ah, Juliet, the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more, to blazon it than sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter. Conceit more rich in matter than in words brags of his substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that count their worth. But my true love has grown to such excess, I cannot sum up of half. Come with me, and we will make short work. For by your leaves, you shall not stay alone, till Holy Church incorporate two in one. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Scene 5, Capulet's Orchard. Enter Romeo and Juliet aloft. Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was a nightingale, not the lark, that perched the fearful howl on thine ear. Nightly she sings on yon pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was a nightingale. It was a lark, the herald of the morn. No nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands a tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die. Yon light is not daylight, I know it. It is some meteor that the sun exhales to be this night a torch-bearer, and to light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore stay ye yet. Thou needst not be gone. Let me be ta'en. Let me be put to death. I am content, so thou wilt have it so. I'll say you gray is not the morning's eye. 'Tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. Nor that is not the lark whose notes do beat. The vaulty heaven so high above our heads, I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is my soul? Let's talk. It is not day. It is. He has begone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Some say the lark and loath toad change eyes. Oh, now would I had changed voices too, since am arm from arm that voice doth as a fray, hunting thee hence with hunts up the day. Oh, now be gone. More light and light it grows. More light and light, more dark and dark our woes. Enter nurse. Madam, nurse, your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be worried, look about. Then window, let day in, let life out. Farewell, farewell. One kiss and I'll descend. Farewell. Um, hmm. Michael A. Lana thoroughly enjoyed practicing the Romeo and Juliet dialect. That was so beautiful, Winona. You seem to have a natural gift for acting. This was a surprise to me. I've been a documentarian in my career. I didn't realize how much I was going to love acting. Something that I've really found in acting is a way to really get to know yourself. I agree with that, Winona. You can have dialogue with yourself and probe the innermost depths of your soul. In that way, it gives me a way to explore emotions in myself, both good and bad, and find stability. It's a wonderful thing. I agree. I have a question for you, Leilana. As a documentarian, um, what is the artistic essence of what that you want to capture on film? Hmm, I'm fascinated by providing a glimpse into other people's lives. It's fascinating to me to think that as I am experiencing many different things, other people also are experiencing a variety of things. Our lifelines may sometimes cross, and when they do, they can form a whole new lifeline that presents itself with a new series of events that a person may identify as being good or bad. Whether or not life experiences are good or bad is in many ways subjective and is unique to he or she who experiences them. Do you think that there is such a thing as an ideal life that was perfectly lived with no mistakes? No. Mistakes can be the subconscious actually advising us to make better decisions. You have to get to know your subconscious if you want to live your happiest possible life. That's where your wisest, most evolved self resides. I've also heard that it's where dreams are born. It is. I'm a person with a lot of curiosity, and it's fascinating to know what other people's life histories are. The thought of what some person was doing while many years ago, while I was living my life in tandem with, but in different places, is fascinating to me. It's fascinating to me too, Leilana. The real life Mike Meyer who portrays me likes to watch movies that were filmed in San Francisco in the 70s and 80s and think about what Winona Ryder was doing at the exact moment of a particular scene that he is watching. He knows from her documentaries that he has seen of her that she lived in Petaluma, California then. He likes to imagine what she may have been doing at exact moments of scenes that he is watching. That is fascinating. Yeah, I think that it's a beautiful obsession. That somebody who feels a deep connection to another person. I think that romance is built on obsession. Do you want to practice some more Romeo and Juliet? Yeah, that's wonderful. Let's perform the play. Michael, I let her practice again. Here's an excerpt from it. Okay. Bullshit. Okay. Let's see. Comfortable friar. I do remember well where I should be. And there I am. Where's Romeo? I hear some noise, lady. Come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come away. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet, I dare no longer stay. Go get thee hence, for I will not away. What's here? A cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison, I see, hath been his timeless ends. O churl, drunk all, and left no friendly drop. To help me after? Haply some poison yet doth hang on them, to make me die with a restorative. Noise? Oh, happy dagger. This is thy sheath, their rust, and let me die. She stabs herself and falls on Romeo's body. Enter watch and Paris's page. This is the place, there, where the torch doth burn. The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you, where you find a tatch. Pitiful sight. Here lies the county slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm and newly dead. And here hath lain his 2 days buried. Go tell the prince. Run to the Capulets. Raise up the Montagues. Some others search. We see the ground whereon those woes do lie, but true ground on all those piteous woes we cannot without circumstance descry. Here's Romeo. We found him in the churchyard. Hold him in safely till the prince come hither. Here's the friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took this mattock and spade from him, and he was watching from the churchyard side. A great suspicions stay the friar too. What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from the morning rest? What should it be that so shrieked abroad? Let the people in the street cry Romeo. Some Juliet and some Paris, and I'll run with open outcry toward our monument. What fear is this which startles in our ears? Sovereign, here lies the country Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and new killed. Search, seek, and know how this fool murder comes. Oh, heavens, the dagger. Okay, enough of that. Okay. Okay. Michael and I thoroughly enjoyed performing their Romeo and Juliet dialogue and sat on a couch at Mike's condominium in San Francisco, overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge, discussing many events, many things. I was thinking about something very interesting, Leilana. Yeah, what is that, Mike? I was thinking about the power of movies. I was thinking about how amazing it is when you watch a movie. Something is taking place before your eyes. A movie is a record of the past. But watching a movie brings a piece of the past into the present, where you can relive these moments into the future, visiting these moments from the past, feeling a deep connection to your younger self as you continue to get older. Yes, indeed, Mike, I agree. These beautiful scenes from Winona Ryder movies are suspended in time, where they can be accessed and where Mike and Meyer can feel a deeply platonic connection to her as he thinks about her life, his life, about how his life relates to hers, and ponders transcendent realities that involve them being exposed to the beauties and pleasures that immortal love bestows upon people. That was beautifully expressed. When Mike Meyer watches Winona Ryder movies, he's able to keep those moments in time in his heart. It brings him back to a place in the past that he can continue to immerse himself in as he continues to navigate the future. That's a wonderful thing. Mike and Leilani kissed passionately that night with a profound love in their hearts for each other as the moonlight shone upon the ocean by the Golden Gate Bridge. The city of San Francisco seemed to be enlivened by a sense of stark existence. Michael and Ilana got up the next day and were greeted by a warm sun that warmed their bodies and raised their spirits. They went to a restaurant in the city called Pancakes by the Bay. How do you like pancakes, Leilana? The pancakes. These pancakes are incredible. I'm glad you like the pancakes. They are so good. I have had a lot of pancakes in my life. I have had some great pancakes. But these pancakes are ridiculously delicious. How do they prepare these pancakes? I've got something to tell you, Leilana. These are just ordinary pancakes. They are no ordinary pancakes. These pancakes are sumptuous. Yeah, but they were sumptuous for a reason that is not culinary. What could that be? Let's take a trip to the kitchen where they make the pancakes. Michael and Lana walked to the kitchen to talk to the chef that Mike knows. Her name is Chef Penelope. Hi, Chef Penelope. How are you? I'm doing great. Who is this lovely young woman? This is Leilana Pierce, my lovely girlfriend. She is lovely. I brought her here to the kitchen to show that these pancakes are just ordinary pancakes. Indeed, Leilana, they're just ordinary pancakes. See, this is my just store-bought pancake mix. They don't taste like ordinary pancakes. They are just ordinary pancakes. They taste extraordinary because they are flavored by a special ingredient that is not culinary. What is that? Love. Everything in your life, is heightened to a level of sublime pleasure by your love. Your platonic love gives meaning and significance to the most ordinary and mundane pleasures. True pleasure can only be felt when it is experienced by the mind, body, spirit, and soul interacting with each other in connection to the aforementioned and another human being. When love, welcome to love, Leilani, is the land of exquisite pleasure populated by you and Mike. So glad I ordered the pancakes. Mike and Leilani went back to Mike's condominium overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge. It is mid-afternoon and the sun is the highest point in the sky for the day. Warm summer sunshine fills the living room, blanketing Mike and Leilani with a feeling of optimism for a future of love. They sit on the couch and begin talking. How would you describe love, Leilani? That's a pretty deep question for today, Mike. I feel love on an intuitive level. Can you elaborate on that, Leilani? Yes, I can. I can elaborate on that by asking you a question. Would you love me if I wasn't beautiful? Yes. Can you elaborate on that? Yes, I can elaborate on that. I would love you if you were hideous. It does help that you're beautiful. The most important aspect of your beauty is that which is inside you that is eternally beautiful. It's your beautiful soul, mind, heart, and intelligence that attracts me the most. These wonderful attributes will live on with you eternally in beautiful manifestations in worlds beyond this fleeting temporal place we inhabit. That is, if you decide to stay with me. Come again? When predestined lovers find each other as a fulfillment of destiny that bestows immortality upon them, it is a union of souls that results in the combined soul entity being stronger than the separate souls. The combined soul entity is is so strong that it can live on forever. That it lives on forever. For now, let's think about how love fits into this dangerous and wildly unpredictable world that we inhabit. Yes, that's a good point, Leilani. Yes, it is. In this world, love is a feeling of comfort and relief from the truly terrifying situations. It is built on trust and mutual respect, and is the most humanizing aspect of life. I agree with that. Maybe we are in love. They continued having a wonderful conversation. Mike and Leilani continued to have profound conversations on the couch in the living room of Mike's San Francisco condominium. Day turned to night as they gazed upon a gloriously big setting sun, followed by a luminous evening lit by pulsating planets and stars. Now that it's evening, would you like to take a walk to the Golden Gate Bridge? Sure, Mike. Mike and Leilani walked to the Golden Gate Bridge where they continued their conversation. Look over there, Leilani. I see it. It looks exactly like you. All of a sudden, a man who exactly resembles Mike walks up to Mike and Leilani. Hi, people. You are my exact counterparts. I'm the person who is writing this very script that you and Leilani are in. Wow, Mike, this is fascinating. How did you enter your own script as a character? That's the power of writing. A writer creates a reality of his own that exists alongside tangible human reality. These parallel realities manipulate each other. The world of the imagination is created by the subconscious and the conscious collaborating to achieve goals in both this material world that we inhabit and non-material planes of existence from which this temporary reality has emerged. That is the reality that you inhabit, is a reality that is created. Far out, Mike. I have an idea for you and Leilana. If Leilana filmed a documentary about my quest to meet Winona Ryder, the person who I feel I am predestined to be with, maybe Winona Ryder would see this movie and see why she was meant to be with me. You could film it here in San Francisco. I think that's a great idea. Winona Ryder grew up around here. Yeah. Winona Ryder is from Petaluma. Okay, that would be amazing. I agree with that. They continued talking and went back to Mike's condominium. Okay. See me in a few minutes for another live stream.